Well, hoping you have had a fantastic week. Welcome to another tantalizing episode of Metropole Sports Center. My name is Nashon Owano, and time for us to focus on what has been happening in the sporting world. Today's edition of Metropole Sports Center, we are going to be talking matters the English Premier League. A lot of things have happened in the course of week in the world of English Premier League. The match fixture between Manchester United and Everton has been postponed due to coronavirus COVID-19 case. Apart from that, one of the topics of discussion was the stripping of captaincy of Arsenal captain, that is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's been stripped out of his captaincy. That's a conversation that I'm going to be having on the show today. Just a quick update in terms of some of the games that were played this week. That is Liverpool versus Newcastle, the game that was played yesterday. Liverpool beat Newcastle 3-1. Chelsea versus Everton, the game ended 1-1. Then the other games that were played this past week, that is Arsenal versus West Ham. Arsenal managed to beat West Ham 2-0. Crystal Palace versus Southampton, the game ended 2-2. And Brighton versus Wolverhampton, the game ended 1-0 in favor of Wolves. Title contenders, that is Manchester City, managed to punish Leeds United 7-0. Interesting to see whether they're going to keep the momentum going on until the end of this season. Important to mention that the English Premier League is on match week 17. Next is going to be match week 18, so it's going to be interesting to see how that title contention is going to shaping out. The other conversation on the sidelines of the race for the title for this season is whether Thomas Tuchel's side, that is Chelsea, are title contenders, I beg your pardon, or they're just top 4 contenders. Remember, at the beginning of the season, they came at the backdrop of winning the Champions League and also a couple of major games that they played in the European football where they managed to win. So it's interesting to see how that dynamic has changed in the past couple of games that they've had. We are going to be delving into that and much more on the second part of the show. In the second part of the show, we are going to be having a guest who's not new on this show. That is Clinch, the host of Extra Time podcast. We're going to be talking about that and much more. Well, that wraps up the first part of Metropole Sports Center. We do take a short commercial break. After the short break, we are going to talk about Manchester United. That one we just have to talk about because a lot of people have been saying, we've been talking about Manchester United on the show, but we never quite had a Manchester United fan come and give us his take on what has been transpiring at the club. So we're going to be delving into that and much more after the short commercial break.